And now joining us live from the Bell Sports Complex in Brossard, Quebec is our Canadiens reporter, John Liu. John, I understand that practice is set to begin there within the hour. What's the latest on the Habs?
Well, Rod, the Canadiens announced about 4:20 Eastern that they would be practicing at 6:45 Eastern, and then at 5 o'clock Eastern, the NHL released and updated its COVID protocol list. Yoel Armia remains on the list. Eric Stahl, who was added last Saturday, is on there as well because he's quarantining, but Jesperi Kotkaniemi was taken off the list, so the expectation is that he should be able to practice with his teammates in just over half an hour from now. One other player that we will be watching for is Tyler Toffoli, who hasn't skated since suffering a lower body injury against the Vancouver Canucks on March 19th. And we knew from what Marc Bergevin told us on Saturday that Toffoli, if he does practice today, will not play in their first game coming out of the break, which will be tomorrow, simply because they want to give him a few scrimmages to get under his belt before he goes back into game action.
It has been exactly 1 week since the first of 3 games against the Oilers was postponed. Tomorrow they will have a makeup game against Edmonton, making up one of those games. Any concerns for the Canadiens about how little time they have to get ready again?
Oh yeah, Rod, it's absolutely a crammed schedule from here until the end of the season. Well, actually, the extended regular season, because a couple of games were added after the May 8th finishing date of the regular season for the Canadiens. So basically, they'll be playing their final 25 games of the season in 43 days. After this week, which is an easy week for the Canadiens with only 3 matches, the next 5 weeks, they will be playing 4 games each of those weeks and then finishing with a pair of back-to-back games against the Oilers. So rest will be at a premium. There will always be the possibility for injuries, of course, when you're playing that much in such a short time frame. And so it'll be a real sprint to the finish for the Canadiens from tomorrow onward, Rod.
And John, we just heard from Cole Caufield in the frenzied last couple of days he's had. How does he fit into the Canadiens picture?
Well, as we heard, he's going to start his pro career with the AHL Laval Rockets. He was en route from Wisconsin today and should begin his quarantine tonight, meaning that he'd be available for practices starting next Monday, with an eye to perhaps making his debut on April 9th or 10th in Toronto against the Marlies. But in the interim, he will be able to take part in team meetings via Zoom, work out at the hotel before he can get on the ice with his new team, Rod.